Whoa, that was close. So, I am live again. I'm putting myself through this again. What's going on for anybody that is not aware I'm online or comes back later? How are you? Good to see you and all that nonsense. I don't know. I'm just in a mood. Just in a mood, and what better place to come than to YouTube when I'm in a mood and all of that jazz. So, we are here today, and I figured I'd film, which I did, and then I figured I probably would start griping because, being in quarantine and being home and, things that don't ordinarily happen suddenly happen, or things that don't normally bother you or get to you suddenly now start to gripe at you. So I was going to make a video about this. I was going to make like a pet peeves during quarantine. And then I'm like, yeah, I'll just piss people off. So I rather just do it live, because if I do happen to piss people off, I could just delete it. So that's what we're doing today as I'm setting up my wonderful, can't you see, my wonderful setup here, because it's been a while since actually, it's not been a while. I did this a week ago, didn't I? When I did this random jump online and just start talking thing. So if you are inclined to want to just, throw up some pet peeves or whatever you're going through this wonderful quarantine, of course you may do so. I have a few in mind, which is probably the reason why I started this whole thing. That probably is going to get me into some kind of trouble. That's okay. So let's see. Let's see if I can start with the first one that is weighing on my mind, really. So I'm on YouTube a lot, and I like to watch some people. And sometimes, I'll pass by people that I used to watch but don't anymore. And I know there was a big ordeal about Jeffree Star doing this, so I guess it's kind of okay to bring it up or mention. But one of my gripes, one of my peeps is my peeps. One of my peeps, yo. One of my beefs, one of my pet peeves is, I guess certain people feel exempt when they're on YouTube from social distancing. And I find that to be just really kind of annoying. And not only that, but just we're all going through the same thing, and we all would love to just be able to, oh, I don't know, go to a friend's house, or have a lot of people over, or jump on a plane and just land wherever and just, hang out with people in very close proximity. And think that, and not think anything of it, because that's usually the norm. But unfortunately, we're in this awful, state, and it's like when you see it, there's always like, I don't know. It's like it's almost like a bone being dangled in your face. It's like, better. You know for yourself that if you had the choice, you probably would do the same thing, because everybody has had cabin fever being inside, and everybody wants to be able to do whatever they want. But when it comes down to it, when it comes down to like people that are on YouTube and are providing content and are showing you that they're being irresponsible, basically, that they're being just, negligent of following the guidelines that we all have to follow right now, because they just think they're exempt. I'm going to move back a little bit because this is like so close. They just think that they're exempt because they're providing content. Meantime, they just don't understand that what they're doing is sending out a really bad message. And it just annoys me. It just annoys me. Like, literally, this person that was just whatever threw the camera on one day is laying on a couch with a person right there next to them. And it just seems to me like it's irresponsible. It feels like they don't care. They don't, not only not caring about like themselves, but not caring about the person that they could be possibly infecting. Hey, Celeste, what's up, girl? I was just talking about, some gripes and pet peeves that I have during this quarantine. So I was talking about certain YouTubers that are just, traveling and going over to other people's houses and, not following the guidelines of social distancing and just doing whatever the hell they want. And then posting it on YouTube. And it happened with Jeffree Star. Of course, with Jeffree Star, he lives in this like three-part mansion where he can have people live with him, and I guess they know how to position themselves as far as like quarantining and staying away from each other. But at the same time, to the general public, like if they see him, like recently he just shot a video, I guess, doing his the girl that does his his social stuff, like does all of his social marketing, and he did her makeup, and basically people were having a real issue with that because they took a picture together, and it was kind of like I was saying before, it's almost like you're kind of rubbing it into people that just because you're on YouTube, yeah, just because you're on YouTube or just because you want to provide content to people doesn't necessarily mean that you should be endangering other people's lives or what have you. And not only are you endangering the person that you're right next to, but you're endangering anybody because you're still traveling. You're still, and mind you, the person, not Jeffree Star, the person that I saw is not wearing a mask, not wearing gloves, not following the guidelines. Hey, Carla, what's going on? So to me, that seems to be like a slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody else is following the guidelines. Everybody else is just, doing what they need to do. And of course, all of us want to be able to go. I want to be able to go see my mom. I'm good, miss. How are you, honey? I want to go see my mom. I want to go see people I haven't seen. I want to just be with my coworkers again, with people that I love and adore, and I have never been, I don't know when I'm going to see, you know what I'm saying? And it's just not cool to see people being so irresponsible on YouTube by just like, going and traveling, and then, while they're there visiting whoever they're visiting, and they're sitting legit like on a couch, like, almost head to head. It's like, do you have a thought in your mind? Do you like, I don't know. All I know from my state, and it's the most devastating. It's devastating everywhere, but from my state, we're at the top of the list of high cases and death tolls, and it seems like we've reached the peak, but still it's devastating. And I guess for me, as it's going on, I'm feeling more and more anxiety. I'm feeling more and more just, that was my home. New York City is my home. And it feels like, it just, you get a little glimmer of like hope, and then it's kind of taken away because now the mayor is saying, oh, we're closing schools until May 10th. And, so every day is another additional stress. So when I go to YouTube, which is normally, right, a place I like to go to for just, escape. And I watch a lot of people. This, like I said, this isn't somebody I'm subscribed to anymore. This is just something that, I was told to see, and I did, and it just disappoints me because it disappoints me. It really does. Yeah, exactly. And I have always missed my home, back where I used to live. I mean, of course I would never go back there because it's not, not the time to go back there, but it's just like in your heart, you feel it. You may not be there. It's just like when you're away from your loved ones, your parents, your children, like when you can't get to them, that's what it feels like to me about my city. I can't get to it. I can't, see what's going on firsthand. I can't be a help. And in my heart, it's starting to hurt. So it's like, maybe I'm taking it on a little too personally, but my point is that, you know, we all are trying to practice as best as we can to kind of just do what we need to do to cap this, to make this, you know, just be some, it's never going to be like it used to be, but like just to be somewhat livable again, you know, where we can all do in a little bit of time here by just small steps that we all can be normal. You know what I'm saying? So that's at the top of my pet peeve list. My never lets me be great. You are great, Celeste. You are great, Celeste. My second, and it's gonna sound, oh boy, it's gonna sound, but I'm gonna say it. We are living now in a time where people are at their most vulnerable and most crucial, and they're trying to just fend for themselves to try to get through their own lives. You know, some people are a lot of people are out of work. Some people are working from home but not getting the exact pay they were expecting. Some loved ones are, you know, not working as well. So right now it's a very tight time for a lot of people, you know. Hi, Mike. I happen to be very fortunate that I have, you know, I'm living in a situation where, you know, one of us is able to work and the other one is home, not by choice, mind you. Okay, so let's hold on to that thought for a minute. But when I see people take advantage of the situation that we are going through right now by posting and asking for donations, for Patreons, for just stuff that really right now should not be done. It just, we all have something that we can't do, that we can't, we, you know, whether it's we can't buy everything we can right now. We can't get everything we need right now. We can't have our children, you know, have the proper education they really need right now. Like my daughter is basically just getting assignments. She doesn't have like the face-to-face Zoom classrooms right now. It's kind of just, you know, it's very stressful. So it's not the time to be saying on your public social medias and your YouTube channels that you're asking your audience for money for whatever reason. I'm putting it out there. I'm sorry. That shit is not important right now. Your Patreon, not important right now. Your GoFundMe, not important right now. Your donations to just bettering your channel, not important right now. Like, I mean, I get it that some people use social media as a means of income, but there are other ways. I mean, you can just have people watching you. You don't have to incur them an extra charge just to get by. Find something else. Make something. Give something back if that's the case. If you're actually doing something where you're asking for monetary in return, make something. Give something back to an individual so it's not just an empty promise, or it's just I'm gonna continue to make content, or I'm gonna, you know, further my equipment, or it's just such not the time to do that. And it really aggravates me as somebody who is on YouTube and been on YouTube for 10 years and I have gone through a lot of monetary issues, and never once would I ever ask my audience, because it's not their responsibility. And even now, this is a crucial time. We should not be asking, no YouTuber should be asking anyone for Patreons or for additional funding towards their channel. Like, what are you thinking? Or what are you, or, you know, donations towards something that, you know, I'm sorry, you can wait. You can wait. So, Celeste, go ahead, say what you were going to say. I'm sorry about that. I'm actually going back to my comments. What are you ashamed about, Celeste? Oh, I know, autocorrect, but my normal speaking grammar butchers everything. It is what it is. But Celeste, what were you going to say? If people are still getting to work, some are cut down in hours. Exactly. Some are either cut down in hours, can only, you know, and they're also afraid for their lives. Like, if you are an essential worker and you are out there, you know, anxiety. It's stressful. It's stressful for a lot of reasons. It's stressful for being out there and possibly catching it. It's stressful for bringing it home and bringing it home to your family, and it's also stressful financially. Oh my God, girl. Am I gonna get annoyed? Am I gonna get annoyed at your Celeste? What you watch, girl? I'm ashamed I have had her name blocked on my Twitter for years. Don't tell me Trisha Paytas, because that was going to bring me into my next pet peeve. So if it's Trisha Paytas, that might be a good segue into my next pet peeve about just things I've been seeing in quarantine. So who is it, Celeste? Oh no! Blech. Okay, we're the googly eyes. She blocked. She blocked. Girlfriend blocked. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. I get it. Boredom just travels. You travel to just so many places. Ew, Mike. Well, we know you watch for a whole other reason, Mike. So, not even gonna say nothing about that. You don't need to be ashamed. Listen, I'm about to present to you my third pet peeve, and it's the person that I cannot stop watching sometimes because of just how much of a train wreck she really is. But there comes a point. Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas, who has, I think, gone above and beyond the actual just meaning of trolling. Did you lose a few brain cells? Did you lose a few IQ cells? Trisha Paytas. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up. And again, see, you keep up with the Kardashians. I've been keeping up with Trisha Paytas. It's okay, because once this quarantine is over, I know nothing. But right now, we're just going to dive into the craziness, so stay with me. Right now, this girl has gone from saying so many things. I mean, we all know she trolls and she says some crazy shit. But I think now she's just got above and beyond the crazy in telling the world that she has dissociative identity disorder. And when are people going to stop? She actually shot several different videos talking about how, or changing into her alters. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to promote her channel, but if you are that morbidly curious, Celeste, I would go watch it. It will anger you. It will absolutely, yes, self-diagnosed. It will absolutely anger you because this girl does not have DID. She is just plumb ass fucking crazy, and she's using the internet to placate her business, which, hey, could be smart for a lot of people, but she's really riling up a lot of people's anger, and justly so. She's really riling up a lot of people in the community, in the mental health community. And there's this other YouTuber called Dissassocia ID, who actually is somebody with dissociative identity disorder. She makes videos. She's come to the point where she's been getting so much hate and feedback from her making a video against Trisha Paytas that she, I believe they said that she was suicidal in the last couple of weeks and she's taking a few weeks off. This is what I'm saying about people who fake situations or fake diseases or fake mental, any kind of mental illness. You don't know who you are triggering. You don't have a fucking clue who you are triggering. You have no idea. You think that it's just funny and it's content and it's something different because you've never walked into the realm of mental health before, because God forbid you should ever really see an actual professional that knows what they're talking about. No, not you. You decide, put your little space age makeup on and sit in front of a camera and tell the world that you're self-diagnosed, have multiple personality disorders. And then within a few days in between, now you're showing videos about your alters coming out. And if you ever want to see the worst acting on YouTube, and I mean, I know we've seen some in this community, but if you ever want to see the worst absolute worst acting ever. Go see her when she transforms into another altar. It's really puzzling to me. Again, predicating back into the first thing I said, doing it's going back to my original, thing about using a situation that's already very tense and stressful for people, and then just taking it that extra mile by using it to further your business per se, by just, and then she made another video after that saying that Disassociate ID was bullying us. Then she's made a couple of videos where she's it was like mukbang videos where she's apparently trying the Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich for the first time, and she shot that video 3 times in altars. It's ridiculous. And during the whole time, she was quarantined with the brother of H3H, I think it is the channel. I'm not really sure of the name of the channel, but it's another channel that had her on, and she, being the low-key kind of like just, knife twister she is, she started dating the brother of the sister of this duo that has this YouTube channel that does these live streams, and had her on. And they were quarantined together, and she's been shooting like videos of her having sex with him and her Just fans. So she's, again, getting money that way. Now she just made a video that they broke up. I mean, the girl is just an island on her own. So if you are having any kind of anxiety, or if you have any kind of mental illness of any sort, do not watch her. Do not engage her. Do not interact with her, because she just will find new and more fucked up ways to make content, trolling, and then will just wipe the slate clean like she's never done anything, and it's just it's pathetic. It's pathetic that this is again the amount of content you believe is resourceful and useful. I mean, if you're trying to be a distraction, that's just, yeah, you're a distraction, all right, because, yeah. Yeah, I know. So that's my third quarantine pet peeve. Yeah, I know I don't have to watch it, and I could shut it off, and I have, but it's like a car wreck. Like, you can't stop watching. And there's other commentary channels that have been making videos, and they're hilarious, and they make light of the situation, so it's kind of like, in a way, it does serve as a distraction. But if you really think about the context of what she's talking about, as in dissociative identity disorder, or being Jewish, or being gay, or having things that are not relative at all, and if they are, she's using them as an identity, and it's just not right. So that's my third pet peeve. Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's my fourth is actually what I was mentioning before about not having actual classrooms for my daughter to engage in. Instead, we're just getting assignments upon assignments, and when I say we, I mean myself as well, because I am now functioning as I wouldn't say homeschool, because I don't teach, but I'm like actively helping and working with her and doing some of these assignments, because she doesn't have any direction. And my daughter, who also has Asperger's, it's very difficult to focus. So when she doesn't have a structure, when she doesn't have a base in front of her, and it's just text and here's what you have to do and now go and do it, it's very stressful. It's a very stressful thing for myself and for her, especially because I get the grades, I get the emails, I get the phone calls, and I'm not sure why they're not having like at least scheduled scheduled classrooms where, I'm not saying they have to do it throughout the day, but maybe 2-3 hours a day would be really helpful. It is ridiculous, and we do, and for me, I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm not my my best subject has always been English. Like, I love English. I love literature, writing, anything of that nature, reading, of course, any of that. I was great in English. I can even handle some science. Then you go to math, and I'm like, what time is it? Yeah, no. So I send her to her father. I mean, she has support. She has her dad. She has, we have a very good family friend that, comes over and does sit 6 feet away and does tutor her, once a week, when he's available, when he can. And that's okay, but she really does need the structure. And I think it's so important. And I know a lot of schools are doing it, and I don't understand why my specific school isn't doing it. And also, I was defeated by dice math. Oh my God. I know it's challenging. It's, in a way, it's kind of good because it's kind of like I'm, activating my brain in that sense again. And I haven't done that in quite a long time, outside of what I've been doing. Oh, nice. I was always good in, like the social aspects of subjects. I was good in history and sociology, and English was my jam. Math, never. Science, I loved because science was, of course, like just hands-on experiments, or like just, the way things live, the way things are, they adapt, and that's interesting to me. But then you put math in front of me, I'm like, what time is it? Oh, gotta go cook dinner because I'm not about it. I just, I'm good with simple, I'm good with multiplication, but when you start using that new math, yeah, bye. Bye. I can't do that. So I know my limits as a parent. And then you also don't want to sit there and say, okay, I'll do this for you, but sometimes you just have to, just to get them through it. Of course you did. Of course you did. Of course you did. And that's all fine and good. Like I said, I have no shame in admitting my, my lack of like uh education in that area. I mean, it just, me and math just never got along. We never clicked. But English was my game. So that's another thing that's been aggravating me during this quarantine. Let's see what else. I can't We never had dice though. I know. And that's another thing. Like they give them, technology and all of these links and all of these places they can go. And now it's like even more additional resources to sign up for. And I'm like, yeah, but oh my God, can't we just simplify it and just have it in a, just, I understand that a lot of people everybody is home, or they should be home. And, may not have the resources to have like a whiteboard or what have you. But, I would think in their own way they could relate to their students. It just, for me as a parent personally, it would help a greater deal if she could have that. That's basically all I'm really saying. And like I said, I'm ranting about stuff that's, neither here nor there. I know a lot of people are struggling even when there are classrooms available, but I think it would just be a lot more helpful in my personal situation right now. My What am I on now? Fourth, fifth, my fifth thing. They're not even adding and subtracting in the normal way. No, it's all backwards. It's all like hieroglyphics, and you gotta like draw a line, and it's like you gotta make a pie graph. It's the most. If you have not done new math with your child, if your child has not presented that to you, be grateful, be fortunate, because it's a lot. And especially now, if you're like me and you're already full up with anxiety, that'll just further it, that'll trigger it even more. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I bid you good luck, my friend. I bid you good luck, because that's no joke. That is absolutely no joke. That new math, the columns, oh, you have to, and then it's show your work. Don't just tell me that you did it and figured it out, but show the work. Like, really? I'm just trying to get through this. I gotta show you work too. No, I don't want to. Okay. What was I going on? 5? I think I was going on 5, something like that. Oh man. And then, oh, there you go. I get such old fart brain. Like I forget things like this. Like a thought I'm about to say, I'm about to, like it's about to like come right out of my mouth, and all of a sudden it's like, nope. back in the brain. So I have old fart brain because I'm like, what was I gonna say? Like, no, no, wake up in there. So I have that going on. Oh, and I'm sure we all have this. I've been mentioning this word constantly, consistently throughout this since I started it, but anxiety. Anxiety is a huge peeve of mine because I've been trying to keep it at bay. I've been trying not to really react to much, but that don't work. That don't work. Um, I don't like the physicality of anxiety, which, I've always had anxiety. I've suffered from it for many, many years, but I've also been able to come to a point. Here it is. I've been able to come to a point where I think I'm controlling it, and then we have a national pandemic. So dun, 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 here's your anxiety. And lately, it's just the palpitating of the heart. And it's not because I'm extenuating myself or that I'm thinking of something. It just like just for no apparent reason, no apparent reason. And then I'm like, and I know that it's also hormones. Oh, yes, hormonal imbalance going on with this as well. Because anytime that I know I'm in my late 40s and I'm still the body, I know, I bet you do, Val. I'm still internally the body of a teenager. Mine's like breakout time. It's time to pick on everything and anything that, normally you might ignore. Nope. Watching some, not letting it get to me, not Tiger King. Nope, not gonna cry, not gonna cry. And all of a sudden, that, or it's the snapping. And I, again, like I've been saying about, going through the homeschooling and just, I've been used to being home, but like now that I've been back out in the workforce, in the work field, I really, really am not happy about this again, even though I'm content and I know that I can do it. It's frightful because I don't know what the future holds, and that's another thing. It's the uncertainty. So the anxiety is very, very apparent. I've been trying to, I have my days where I'm social media, and sometimes I bet. And sometimes, I'm lucky enough to be able to catch some people and, have a little conversation, Celeste. And, I have been, checking in with people, just to see how they're doing, no expectations. I know. No expectations, no reciprocation of, down the line, just like making sure like, hey, how you doing? I hope you're doing good, kind of just putting it out there, putting the good vibes out there instead of all the like nonsense that we all hold on to for no apparent reason. And, just like, okay, let's just hopefully everybody's doing good and all that stuff. Cause like I was saying, all of this is it's just too much. And we don't need to be, we don't need to be sitting there. I know for me, sitting there in my own head, which I don't like doing, I do not like hearing anything my head's got to say because my head ain't going to say anything good because I know that. So I find other ways to shut it the hell up. And then I have people in my life that I can't get to. I can't, I can't see face to face, or I can't have them in front of me where I can be like, you know what? It's not just you. It's not just you. And sometimes I'm not all together, and I don't have all the answers, but I'm allowed to, I'm allowed to have like the bad days and, the freak outs and the, oh my gods and just not have it, weigh on me that now I'm being mean to somebody or I'm kind of not being there for them. It's like it needs to be mutual. It needs to be where everybody stops and stops worrying about like all the nonsense that happened before. Okay, bye Carla. Thanks for being. I hope you're doing good, honey. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just hope and wish, because the eternal optimist hopes and wishes that during and after this, that there is a little bit more harmony than there is this need or whatever to hold on to and harbor onto things that are just not healthy, because right now our immunities need to be built up. You know what I'm saying? We can't be knocking down our immunities. We can't be knocking down, things that are just going to make us vulnerable to, what's going on out there. And we don't know if can't do it, don't touch your face. See, I got soap right here, I got the sink right here. I'm doing it before anybody says anything. I'm doing it. And that's another thing, the paranoia to wash your hair. Oh my God, I am so bad with telling people. I literally flip. This is something that I hate that I'm doing, but I'm so like paranoid. Okay, so like in the house, generally speaking, we've all been here for the better part of what was it, like 50 days together. Like it's, myself, Joe, Jules, and his mom. And we've been living among each other this entire time. So we're kind of just, we practice the social distancing, what have you, but we're all like, kind of like in the vicinity of each other because that's who we're quarantined with. And forget it if Joe, oh my God, if I see a finger go up that nose or he tries to itch and I'm like, what are you doing? Don't watch it. I am like, oh my God, like Speedy Gonzalez, like, go wash your hands. I catch myself doing it. And it's like, I'll be in bed. When you're in bed and you're like all comfortable and, hey, Tyler. Hi. When you're in bed and you're all set and you're comfortable and you're ready to sit there and watch your favorite program, and all of a sudden I was like, achoo! And you're like, oh, gotta get up and wash my hands. Oh my God, the constant hand effing washing, or if it's not the hand washing, then it's the hand sanitizer, because that's another thing. If you're in your house not running, but those that are germs running, if you don't have to run to wash. I know, but that's the kind of way I handle this. It's like he's an essential worker. He's a postal worker. He's delivering every day. So it's like he's out there, and yeah, he wears protective gloves and he wears what have you, but second they come in, I'm like, nope, Lysol. And yeah, it is a thing, because every time you turn around when you're watching television, doesn't matter what it is, all of a sudden you get that we have coronavirus, blah, blah, blah. If you're, keep your hands off your face. And if you sneeze into your arm, and, don't touch your face if you don't wash your hands. And I got to remind some people sometimes, because their hygiene, normally I got to remind them sometimes. I'm like, oh, and I get pissed off. I'm like, did you really just sneeze? So I'm like, at this point, right. And, then it's on your clothing, and then it's, then they tell you to scrub down where you keep your laundry. I'm like, oh my God, I can't keep up with all of this. It's enough to clean a house, but then it's like all these extra steps for upkeep. Like it's every day. And that's another one of my quarantine pet peeves. I'm like, really? Every day? Like, and I know it's a good thing. I know it's a good thing. Yeah, and they don't even care, because not like us, where we know we have skincare routines. We're like, ain't touching this. I just put on 70 serums and moisturizers and sunscreen, and I'm nope, these hands ain't touching my face. And then they are like, like, oh, stop. Yes, I know. But again, it never hurts to be too careful. And I'm a cleaner anyway. I do that. I've always done that. If I'm stressed, I'm cleaning. I watch sometimes my friend Nikki Murphy on Instagram on her stories, and she's always saying like she's cleaning. I'm like, yep, I know what you mean, because I mean, there are other things to do, but put outside laundry dry, real routines that way. Like we take our stuff. Unfortunately, we don't have a washing machine in our house, so we have to go actively to go and do it. And that's another thing. So You got to look like the damn Lone Ranger. And here we go, finger to the face because I got something in my eye. I know, but it is, especially here. I'm not trying, again, not trying to downplay any other state, but they got us on high alert here in New York City, New York State, New York City, high alert. It's like you can't move a muscle without them like, nope, 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 nope. And then we have my pet peeve number 7. I don't even know what number we're on. Donald Trump. I am not going to say whether I'm an active Republican, Democrat, liberal, what have you, doesn't matter. Can we stop? I'm pleading with this man, congratulating himself. Every time that he decides to get on a camera, whether it's in his little garden, whether it's inside the White House, he's congratulating himself. Oh, this is tremendous. And I got all the ventilators and I got all the hospitals and I got the governors what they needed and I got this and I did that. And thanks to me, this wouldn't happen. And the way he talks to reporters is just like, I don't know how these people can keep up their jobs or not just lose it, because he's calling them names and he's telling them they're not educated, they're stupid, they don't know what they're talking about, and he's not a reliable resource for this pandemic. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. I know I'm gonna get screamed at, yelled at. This is why I took my Facebook down. I'm like, done. I don't want to hear it anymore. I know, Tyler. I know. I can't. And now more than ever, Tyler, back me up on this. Now more than ever on Facebook, everybody's got some opinion about the way Trump is handling it, whether they support or they're against it. And I'm just like, the dude needs to stop congratulating himself. Okay. He needs to stop saying he's done this, that, and the other thing. And, we're going to start reopening and, right. I mean, honestly, my informant in all of this, the one that I trust the most, is our governor. Right, exactly. And I'm just not about that anymore. I love you, Tyler. Has nothing to do with you. So if you see that I'm not there, it's just that I took a little Facebook hiatus. But I can't with all of the postings about what Trump did or didn't do. But watching him, because of course every day you have to keep up and you have to see what's going on. And your only reliable source is somebody who just does nothing but thanks himself. I'm like, really? Really? This is what you get on TV to tell us that congratulations, I'm the one who got all those ventilators out there. Congratulations, I'm the one that, sent the Navy ship, the Army ships, all the beds, all this, and they didn't even need it. Oh, they didn't even need it, so, and they should be, I'm a king. I'm a kingmaker. I can't. I just can't. I'm not trying to make light of it, but it's like, oh, come on. So for me, Governor Mario Cuomo, who is our governor here in New York, he's been so thorough, so blunt. And that's how I want it. I want it blunt. I want it to the point. I want it, what do you think we should be doing and how long should this be going on? And there are times that I feel like maybe he's a little too negative, but he has a very big, tremendous, monkey on his back with this pandemic in New York and what it's been doing and how it's been killing people. His brother has it. So it's been, but he maintains this calm demeanor and he's very forthcoming. Trump, on the other hand, tremendous. It's just tremendous. And, it's tremendous and it's tremendous and it's, it's really great. It's really great. It's really great, but it's really look, I can't. I'm just like, next is my next pet peeve is the, right. I think all of them are. I think all of them are just, it's like they were just handed this major nuclear bomb and they're like, okay, detonate it. Here you go and gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been handed this grenade and they really have to be very, very careful and not to just pull that plug, because it's like a ticking time bomb, with everything going on and the with Como. Yeah. He's been very intellectual during this time, has found a way to convey information. Exactly. That's what I've been saying. Like, he's just very forthcoming and he's very calm about it. And he's, it can tend to kind of, get to you because he also tells a lot of personal stories and he kind of goes off on a tangent. I wish he would, but he has no desire to do so, and I don't blame that man. Could you imagine trying to run against Trump right now? And that's the other thing about politics. I love the fact that Mario says, I am not interested in the politics, in campaigning, in the primaries. This is not the time for it. And yet you president's going like this, like, yep. You could just see it on his back, like, vote for me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, absolutely. And I know that there's people out there that are going to tell me that he did this, that, and the other thing, and that, I should be grateful and blah, blah, blah. Right, right, right. I mean, look at Bernie Sanders. I mean, I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but I'm kind of glad he dropped out because I thought this man was going to have a heart attack. I'm like, there is no way this man is going to see through to November. No way at all. Every time you see Bernie Sanders, he's screaming his head off. It's like about to pop. And I'm like, oh my Lord, how are you going to run a country, let alone you can't even campaign quietly, I don't know. I don't even want to get to that whole issue of politics because I agree with Mario Cuomo. This isn't the time. This is not the time to be mulling over candidacy and campaigning and primaries and all that. And the ballots at this point should just be mailed in. Of course. Well, that's with anything, Valerie. That's with anything. Anything will drive the absolute, in the most sane people. So it's not just, people that technically are or technically aren't, but suffer with some sort of, mental illness or what have you. But it's the people that, even are everyday, quote unquote, normal, because what's normal anymore? Everybody has something, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has something they struggle with, suffer with. So it's like, of course, on an everyday. So of course, there's going to be some extra crazy that comes out in this whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I do. I identify with the fact that yes, he did. He moved quickly. I will give him that. But let the people speak that. Let the people say that. Let the people make that decision. Don't sit there every day wasting valuable time when you could be answering important questions or giving people important facts. Sitting there regurgitating the same congratulatory dialogue you've been giving for the last month now. And every day, the more he goes to try to, reopen the world, essentially America, is so that's my place with that. I'm not going to go into the toilet paper thing. It doesn't really, people saying the virus is a hoax. See, okay, yeah, there you go. Thank you, Valerie. That goes into my next. I was going to deter away from the toilet paper thing because we've all gone down that road. The food thing is becoming a real issue now because of farmers, the potential of them getting sick. It's like, it's just one bam after another. Once you think one thing is okay, then something else is just, I don't even know. But yes, the people let me reread that because it's a good thing. People saying the virus is a hoax and stuff, or the 5G stuff. This is all a conspiracy theory, right? Right? Is that what's going on, Shane Dawson? This is all a conspiracy theory. We're going to figure out that this was all Bill Gates trying to teach us all a lesson. The 5G, put it in the air. I don't even know. Like, really? Where do you have the time to think about that? Like, where do you have the time to actually think about those types of recantances at this point? I don't understand it's happening. It's happening. It's like 9/11. 9/11 never happened. 9/11 never happened. That was just a figment of people's imagination. There was debris, dead bodies, people jumping out of windows everywhere. There were, just mass chaos. Never happened. Fake news. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to read the comments. See, calling it a hoax has absolutely no merit. That's right, because it's definitely real. That said, calling it a conspiracy has some merit depending on what you're saying, not saying. Well, anything can be contested as some sort of a conspiracy. They said that about Columbine, they said that about um, the shootings in Connecticut. They've said that about everything that's happened thus far. I guarantee when this is all over, all those philosophers, all those people, there will be trillions of specials, um, concerts, books. I could just imagine we're going to be inundated with all of this stuff, with people trying to disprove or prove, where and why this all happened, and how they could have just fixed it with a spoonful of wheat germ. You know what I'm saying? Like there'll all be something. But right now, everybody needs to be on the same page of just getting over the hump of it and just getting to the point where we can all breathe easy. You know what I'm saying? And it's a hard place to even get. And that's like, going out your door where you're not thinking about it. Now you're thinking about it. You're thinking about it every minute of every day. And if you're not thinking about it, the one next to you is thinking about it, or the one, on TV. It's going to be around you. So how can you sit there and disprove and say, nope, not happening. It's not going on. Oh, please. Oh, there are people, naysayers from the get-go. And we all, listen, I'm one of those people that when they say in the weather, oh, we're going to have like a nor'easter, I'm like, yeah, watch this. We'll get 2 inches. Usually that's what happens. But that's like just, that's the weather. That's just saying that because people, especially here, and Tyler can back me up, especially here. I know he's in an adjacent state than I am, but people get to this like crazy fanatic run to the store apocalypse, bogged down for a snowstorm, for a rainstorm, for potential, power outage, which sucks in itself. But this has gone above and beyond and beyond, 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 beyond. Because it's not about getting the food or getting the water or getting the just in case you do get sick, which all of those things were also vastly gone, but the toilet paper. Gotta get that toilet paper first. That's what we're worried about. I don't know. Let me see what the majority is saying. Milk, eggs, and bread sell out for a dusting of snow. Exactly. Exactly. If you say in the state of Connecticut, no offense, Tyler, if you say, we go get some snow, oh my God. Goodbye, Trader Joe's. Goodbye, Stu Leonard's. Goodbye, Stop and Shop. Goodbye. Because these people are coming out with carts and carts and carts. And you're like, what the fuck just happened? Oh, they called for a snowstorm. And New Yorkers laugh at that stuff. No. And New Yorkers laugh at that stuff. I grew up in we had blizzards as a kid. We were told to go to school anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't get the massive amounts of snow days that these kids get. We didn't get, 2-hour delays or anything of that nature. It's like, oh, you're able to walk? School's on. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it is today, and you didn't have your little phone to keep you busy or to keep you informed about what's happening. You just went by the seat of your pants, literally, and you trekked your ass through snow, through sleet, ice, black ice, doesn't matter. You got yourself to school and you had to go. That was it. That's why it's so much tougher with New York City and having to make rulings, because of how everybody is so used to just go, got no time to stop. And this really put a halt on New York City. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I did it when I was in grammar school, okay? 10K worth of TB and sanitizer in Australia and try to return it. Oh my God. See, but now, you know what? Karma will get you, because now you're stuck. What you should be doing is taking all of that, putting it outside your house, putting a nice big sign and saying, take what you need. Because if you had to do all that just to hoard it, just to resell it, the only good thing, the only real, like, redeeming quality in that is that you can actually, put that towards others. Yeah, they done messed up. They did done mess up. Oh, Valerie, I gotta say, in this quarantine, I have been watching your channel. So, shameless plug. I'll plug her. If you guys would like to subscribe to Crystal Rose, which is my friend Valerie right there, she has a channel, and I have watched her Bath and Body Works hand sanitizer videos. Like, yep. We all know that we all did the whole hoarding thing when those semi-annual sales came up. So so if you ever need a distraction, or just want to, there was another video you did, a couple of videos I've been watching, but yeah. So shameless plug right there if y'all need to subscribe to her. And Tyler, I don't know if you're on YouTube, but I know Tyler, my friend Tyler Moore, he does a podcast. I think he does it 3 days a week. Am I right in that, Tyler? Correct me if I'm wrong. But if you're not on YouTube, I think you're Facebook. If it's Facebook, then it's the same name as he is here. But definitely check him out. I know that he's been doing a lot of the podcast stuff and having guests on. Not me, but other people that he's been having on. So definite plug for my friend. See, I plugged my friend. That didn't sound right. I meant get your mind out of the gutter. 3 days a week. It's not on YouTube. Working on getting it onto Apple and Google. And I am here right now on my YouTube channel. Okay, so subscribe to his channel. And if you'd like to know more information about his podcast, check out his channel. Or you can, randomly follow him on Facebook. He does a lot of really, I'm very proud of Tyler. He's been doing a lot of stuff since this whole thing has gone down. Because we can't do it our first love. What's our first love, Tyler? What can't we do right now? What am I clawing at the walls about that I can't do in public anyhow? Yeah, I'll let him answer that little bit of trivia question. But yeah, that's just a very small discomfort. Not competing, no. Yes, Tyler and I have competed against each other, but it's not, I don't know. I'm not saying nothing, but no, I'm only kidding. No, but that would be karaoke, and it's among the very trivial, menial things, but oh my God, yes, I've been missing it for even before the pandemic. Tyler can tell you I've taken such a hiatus from that, due to other issues and stuff of that nature. Depression's a fucking it's not fun. But yeah, it's so when I did finally come back, of course, a couple weeks later, oh, you want to come back to karaoke? That ain't happening. Oh my God, so bad, so bad. But yeah. But there is a Facebook group called Quarantine Karaoke that everybody's been, or at least trying to. It's not at all. Trying to post there. I did once. I felt so self-conscious, and then when I was done, I was like, woohoo, I did it, and I'll never do it again. I have such if I'm out in public and people record me, I have no issue. The moment I have to see myself, or that I'm in a room alone, I'm like, no, that ain't happening. It's enough for me to listen to me. Imagine that. Now we're talking about promoting this or publicizing it. No. There is, welcome England. Oh, on my bucket list. I would love to. I would love to go to England, but unfortunately, but welcome. So, it was a little daunting for me. I'm like, okay, all right, I'm gonna record. I'm not gonna look, but and and then I'm all about choice of song. That for me is, I could take an hour just song wise. Like, the process of choosing a song is very, very special to me because it's not just oh, that's the song I'm going to sing. It's not about that. It's about like your mood and where you're at, and vocally, can you do this, and are you able to hit, how much alcohol have you had, that kind of a thing. Oh, whoa, whoa. Well, I mean, that's pretty heavy. I'm sorry that you got a lot of hatred, but that is pretty heavy. And not against your personal belief, but yeah, that can be a little bit heavy. Oh, yeah, well, yeah. I don't know. I don't know, mods. I'm gonna leave that up to you. I'll leave that up to you. Yeah. Well, my mod, take care of it. So, yeah, so like I was saying, it's a process. It's like, what do I feel like today? And should I go with this song? Should I go with that song? It's very, it's really not that important. But that's the way I take my my choices when it comes down to doing that. It's okay. It's really okay. Like, I just want to ask you if you can refrain from using heavy language like that. Like, listen, I've been cursing here, but I don't want to upset anybody on my side chat or anything of that nature. That's not right. Regardless of what you believe, no matter if people agree or disagree, that's not a reason to abuse someone or be mean or any of that. No, there is no reason for that. And, I'm going back again to petty, stupid nonsense. There is no reason for that. We all don't have to agree with our choices or, who we choose to worship or not worship or love or not love or what have you. I mean, I have been, I have been judged quite a bit for a lot of the choices I have made. And you know what? That's something that you have to sustain when you make certain choices. Yeah, well, that's not right. Should I ask what kind of stream this was? I'm almost afraid to ask. I'm almost afraid to ask, but there should not be, there should not be a cornering of somebody just because they disagree with you. And boy, do I have so much evidence of that on my channel with some of my hangouts. So I don't even want to go further with that, but it's just sometimes discussions get heated, and sometimes you can be making a point and you want to make it so valid that you use certain verbiage that upsets other people, and no, there should not. No, there should not. And Celeste she's a triumph, my friend. She's a triumph. Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. You said you were on a live stream, but in anybody's live stream, nobody should be, same. Right. No one can make you do anything, as stressful as that is. I didn't see the preacher but before I joined the stream. Oh wait, I didn't see the preacher bit before I joined the stream. Oh, there was oops. Yeah, exactly. And Lord knows I try to talk myself out of a lot of things. That don't work. That don't work. You're not gonna do this, and it's like, but yes, we're all guilty of it, but yeah, no, there shouldn't be. So I'm not. Me? Me preach when? Yes, I am. I'm pretty much. And if y'all have any, please, by all means, because again, she is just chomping at the bit here. And I don't want to make this too long, so it's probably gonna, be probably another half an hour, and then I'm gonna scoot. But I'd love to know what y'all's pet peeves are, during this whole quarantine and what have you. Like anything, that's just been kind of grinding on the nerves, like being home too much, and somebody's used up the toothpaste, or you got to go out and you really don't want to. Oh, did I? No, I wasn't really like, I wouldn't say I was taking everybody to church like, woohoo! No, absolutely not. I could do that in another way, right, Tyler? But I just, that's, and again, that's my personal opinion. Whether you believe he has been a real aid in all of this or not is entirely subjective, and he has been. I'm not saying that he hasn't. He has done a lot. I will say that. But for me personally, I think that the self congratulating is annoying. What is the best way to contact me privately? I have Instagram. My handle is cauliflower1128. Same as my YouTube channel, cauliflower1128, and that's where I hide. That's my safe zone. Here's back to another pet peeve. As far as the choices that I make with my online interactions, it's nothing personal. For me, sometimes it is more of an essential to just kind of if I'm having a moment with myself, with another person, with just a situation, I kind of just need a breather, and I need to step away, and I need to not. And there are times I'm just like, I don't want people seeing me right now. I get indignant. Do you like neat stuff? Just cool. What? I think I have to step off for what? I have to step off for dinner. Okay. Oh, same Tyler. Thanks for coming. And stop by anytime, my friend. But definitely hit me up on Instagram. What do you mean neat stuff? Oh, okay. But there's times that I feel if I'm hitting a brick wall, and I know for me that there are people in my life that are struggling with certain things, but for me, I feel like that gets lost. That gets lost in I'm more concerned about them not, letting this particular situation further what they're already going through. So I consistently make sure I'm always there in a form of like, just like a message, what have you, a picture. But there are times that for me that I kind of go back and I'm like, well, what about you? Why isn't this person like, doing that for you? Like, when is it going to be about, hey Dawn, are you okay? And not have some sort of sorry, not have some sort of like, I don't know, just an issue. It's always something. And sometimes I have my moments where I just need to mentally decompress from certain things, because then I'll get either hard on myself about it, or I just read too much negativity and it's affecting me physically, or just I can't. So for me, I have to cut the purse strings. I'm so confused. Oh, she's trying to. Are you trying to type peace, Celeste? I think she's trying to say peace. poor Celeste. I think she's trying to say peace. Here you go. Peace. I think this is what she means. In any event, I'm not trying to like, personally cut people off or anything. His name says Reese. Oh, yeah, Reese M. What do you mean neat stuff? Oh, I think y'all are just having a little bit of a like issue with your dialogue. Okay, well, I don't know what she's trying to ask. I don't she's saying your name apparently. But I don't know, my friend. I don't know. You ever wish, like, when somebody sends you some sort of a message, and you know what? You just want to pull them through the phone and just be like, okay, here, look, you watching? You watching? I'm reading your message right now. Are you watching? No, I don't. I just got there explaining that I have a necessity to cut off certain things at the moment because they're going to brick wall status. Okay? Sorry about that. But I just, there are times that I cannot always know the right proper thing to say or have the answers, but then it's, my own struggle or my own issues with having to deal with the pandemic, my family, worrying about my family, my job situation, and then my personal self. Can't have that because I can't have anxiety and I can't have depression and I can't have a bad day and I know it wasn't you, Celeste, I love you. And I can't just cut off. Lord knows, all right, that it's done to me a lot. I'm putting it out there. It's done to me a lot. For people who have this growing need to let me know how much they care, they do a quick 360 of that, like within an instant. When they are having an issue, when they are having a crisis, they bye without explanation. But if it's you, then it's a whole drama, a whole verbiage of, oh, you hate me, I'm not good enough. Okay, I could say the same thing. Okay, but it's for my own fucking sanity sometimes. It's like I used to butt heads with my mother because my mother would be like that. Like if she would like see a look I had, like a certain look, like she'd be like, "What's wrong with you?" And it would really bother her, and she would not leave me alone until I explained that look. You know what I'm saying? But if my mom was in a bad mood and you asked her, like, why does she have that like look on her face, that like displeasing look on her face, and you should like, what do you mean? Why? Like, you can't, it's like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't have it one-sided. Once you put it out there that you can't handle something or that you're not going to be available because you're dealing with your issues, yeah, then expect that that's going to come right back at you. It's the same thing. You're not the only person who's suffering. You're not the only person who's struggling. You're not the only person who's going through the gigs. Get out of your ass and realize there are other people. I'm sorry. And at this point in time, yeah, for the betterment of myself and for the fact that sometimes people need a lesson, yeah, I cut you off. Sorry, that has nothing to do with y'all, but I'm tired of this. I am tired of this. I don't have to keep explaining myself all the time. And it does. Listen, I have had a shitty ass childhood. Okay? Really, really bad. I'm not going to go into my personal story. A lot of people have had bad childhoods. A lot of people had traumatic things happen to them. I'm one of those people. Okay? Okay? All right? I've made it through 49 years of my life hanging by a thread a lot of the time. Okay? Because maybe I latched onto the wrong person. Maybe I didn't go down the right direction. Maybe I didn't do the proper, thing I should have done, but I figured it out along the way and I saved myself along the way and I grew stronger and I grew better and I corrected along the way. That is what you do. You don't stay in the same vicinity of your mind all the time, especially if you've been there for over, I don't know, a decade or more. Like, you have to figure out something else. If something isn't working, you have to figure out something else. Well, I am also in that place. Certain things are not working the way that they appear to be, and it's not healthy. And for me, all I do is end up feeling like it's my fault, and I'm tired of that. No, it's not. And thank you for saying dismissive, Celeste, because that's a fucking huge ass word. That's right. Just because you don't agree with me, or because we have had some past differences, or maybe, currently we were close, but we're not because of whatever choices you decided to make, fine. But don't be dismissive like I don't exist, because if you want to be counted and included, then you better realize that there are other people. There are other people that do exist that don't need to be dismissed because you can't handle it. Well, then I can't handle it either. And then that's where we're at. And I'm doing what I'm trying to do to not have that happen. Because believe it or not, I don't want to be separated from people I love. I don't want to feel like I'm hurting people I love. I don't want to feel like there is this between us constantly. But I'm tired of also being put in that little box and that bubble of, oh, well, you're not, you're not doing this for me, or you're not going to be there for me, or you hate me, or you're that. What? Like, that's not my issue. That's yours. That is so not my issue. Okay. I'm trying to do what I can do the best I can do it. And if I'm not good enough, if I'm not, then you don't have to have me involved in your life. Then don't follow me. Then don't constantly go on my social medias and look at my pictures and say nothing. And I'm sorry, but you know what? This is my rant and this is my venting and this is my channel. And if anybody doesn't like it, too bad, but this is what I'm talking about. These are things that have plagued me for so many years. People that are supposed to be close to me, my friends, the spouse, the love of my life, supposed to be so close to me and do everything to do this. Everything. Well, I can be both. I can admit that. I can be both, especially if I'm tweaked or if I'm upset. I'm not. I can be both. I know that. And I am sorry for that. And I take responsibility for that. And I apologize for that. But there is only so much a person can take before they just get to the point of saying, what about me? Okay. And we all don't want to think, especially as we're getting older, we all don't want to think like in the end, and I know, the cliche, everybody dies alone, but in the end, nobody wants to think like that, because I certainly don't want to make people think that. I certainly don't. And if I ever made anybody feel like that, I apologize. And I say that publicly. If I've ever made anybody feel like they don't matter, or that if they died tomorrow, I wouldn't give a crap, I am sorry. Okay? But the truth of the matter is that we're so focused and so I love you, Celeste. We're so focused on this that we don't see. Open, give yourself the perspective. Exactly. And I've had it in my childhood through, and you know what's even worse? It's the people that know that already. It's the people that know that already. They know what you've been through. They've been there for some of it. They might have been the cause of some of it. But yet, here we are. Here we are. When are we going to just work together instead of this stupid bullshit? When it's too late, when I'm not here anymore? Because that's where I'm at. I'm at the point of, I ain't got all this time to sit there and figure it all out. And I ain't got all this time to just, give every answer for every issue. I'm trying to have some, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. You've been admonished of that, ages ago. Well, you know what? We all have conscience, but it can be something that we can try. I'm not saying it's easy, because of course we go through our dark thoughts, we go through our depressing times where we think we're not good enough. But what's worse than feeling you're not good enough to the very person who you love so much? What's worse than that? So what do? You detach from that more, you move away from that more, and you continually go on and on and on and on, thinking for that person instead of just asking that person. Simple. It's so simple. What is so difficult about just talking to a person and, being upfront, okay, and going from there? Rome wasn't built in a day. Everything isn't going to be fixed in, oh my God, I almost fell off my chair, but everything isn't going to be fixed. It's not about changing. It's about, I recognize that there's difficulties. I recognize that a person suffers with something, but I'm saying that it needs to be a two-way street. Yes, now you need to understand that I have the same. And no, I don't want you sitting there crying over me. And no, I don't want you sitting there giving me sympathy. I want you to just talk to me. I'm a normal person. The one thing that I need, I never get. I'm going to say that. The one thing that I need, the most simplistic of things, when I'm not doing well, that I need, I never ever get. I don't know why it's so hard. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. So for me, I act out in different little ways. I act out in different little ways because I'm like, it's okay for you, but it's not okay for me. I need to get off my tangent because I didn't really mean to go this route. I was just, like I said, I received a message, and it's no secret. Right. It's no secret. I have been very transparent on my channel over the years and about my relationships, friendships, just things that I've been involved in and things that I've done. And, I'm very transparent when it comes to that. But like I said, I'm in a mood today, and there are just times that I just need if I can't vent this way where it's important to somebody, I'm going to take it to a platform that I know I can look back and say, well, you know what? At least I know I tried. At least I tried to make people understand. And maybe if they're having the same issues, that's a cop out if I ever heard one. If they're having, because it's females too, by the way, mind you, not this time, but it's females too. But if you are having a struggle out there with somebody you love, or somebody that you're, it could be anybody in a relationship, your parent, your brother, your sister, what have you, and you're having a communication breakdown, and it's stressful enough, and you're worried about this, that, and the other thing, and they're worried about this, that, and the other thing, and all y'all need to do is basically F you, goodbye, F you, goodbye. I mean, it's just not. It's not the way it should be. And I don't want to get religious because I know there's an atheist on my side chat, but it's not the way it was meant to be. This isn't the way we were supposed to be. This isn't how we were made. We were created a certain way, and we were created to have love for a fellow man. And I sound so damn trivial, and I sound so just where's the violin? But it's the truth. Now you play Fortnite. And on that note, but that's basically all I'm saying. Well, I don't know. In certain cases, I think that's it. But I don't, I just think sometimes you can love maybe not enough. And then there's sometimes you can love too much, and maybe, it's time to scale it back. I don't know. Because I can't speak for two people. I can only speak for myself. I can only speak for the person that I know that I am, and I know that I aspire to always understand another person. That's what I've always done. And sometimes I fail at it. And sometimes I believe that I know more than they even understand, and they identify that. And sometimes it scares the shit out of them, and I get it. But that's me. I can't change that part of me. But, the bottom line is that we have to stop hiding and sitting with grudges and sitting with, all of this stuff. Because I told you at the beginning of this, it's not good for you mentally. It's certainly not good for you physically. It just weakens your immunity. It makes you more vulnerable to everything that's going on. And right now, it's a buildup. We need to build it up. Just like everything has been stripped down, we're stripped down, y'all. I mean, how much more stripped down do you need to be? Now it's time to build it back up. And I don't want to offend or make anybody feel like it is like banging your head against the wall. I don't want anybody to feel like, they're being attacked or anything of that nature. I'm pretty sure I'll hear that. But, if you saw the title of this video, and at the heart of it, it's really all just kind of making it a little lighter, a little easier to deal with. And you're not the only person that's, thinking these things and don't want to say it, you know what I'm saying? Or like, you're not the only person that's suffering through even the most trivial of a happening that can trigger you to be in a bad mood. You're not the only one. And that's what I'm trying to do. essentially. And, not drive people to watch the Kardashians or, to play Fortnite or, yeah, I know. I understand that, but if you see me, you see my face, you see this. I haven't lost my temper. I haven't, have I gotten a little loud? Sure, but I haven't, I've maintained one like level. I haven't extended, and I know that there are levels I can reach. I have not extended those levels. This is just me having an adult conversation and trying to just trek on through. So the way I do it is different from other people. Thank you. I appreciate that, Reese. And I'm glad that you came. I'm glad that you stopped by. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know that. I know that I can't, and they can't change me. And that's another thing. Like, that's what I'm saying. I know I can't change people, but they can't change me either. And I feel like that's sometimes the situation. Like, I gotta, like, the puppet strings have to be, moved. And it's like, I can't be changed either. This is who I am, and I probably never will. In fact, I can see the future. I probably never will. I probably never will. And that's okay. That's okay. I just want to bring awareness to it that it has to stop. Yeah, and that's what I mean. So there's my other alternative. I steer clear. I cut off the social media. I don't talk to me. And it's not true because I haven't cut people off. I've been talking to people, privately, but right. I just, and it's sad because I don't want to steer clear of certain people. I don't want to steer clear of certain people, but I know. Oh my God, Celeste, I know. I know exactly. I can't either. I don't like walking on eggshells. I don't like the pit in my stomach. I don't like feeling like the minute I say something, it's going to cause not even a war. It's just going to cause like this a massive meltdown. I can't, that's putting too much on my heart. That's putting too much on my system to worry about every little thing that you say because it's going to be, chopped up and made into something else. Oh, shut up, Tyler. Oh, shut up, Tyler. You know who I'm talking about, so shut up. And I'm sure it's that way with me. I'm not easy either, but I'm pretty open. And if you want an explanation, I give it to you. You may not like it, but I give it to you. Right. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. That's exactly why for me. Because I don't know how far it might go. And I've been down that road. And again, and we're not responsible for that, but yet it feels like we are. And I have sat in that pity party of myself saying, if it weren't for me, this would have happened, that would have happened, this would have happened. But what am I? Yeah, I'm not God. I'm not anybody but a human being on this earth. I am not empowered, or can I give power to anyone? Well, there are some things that I know that are not their fault. I will state that. But then again, it's not about identifying what's their issue. It's me. It's I deserve that same. I deserve to, yep, she has a bad day. Yep, she's got anxiety sometimes. Let me just not hold that against her. That's all. That's all. Very simple. Very difficult, apparently, but very simple. And this is how I lose my audience. Once I start going, blah, 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 blah. But that's okay because I want that out there. I want that out there because this is me. This is me. And I'm a pull a Trump. I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. So, and with that being said, I'm going to get going. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, you know what? I intend to do it again. I'm pretty sure I'll have some more more to rant about now that thank you, Celeste. I appreciate that. But I pat all of your backs too, as you guys are doing the best you can with what you have. I understand that. With that being said, I need to go. I'm very grateful for those of you that have been here and stuck with me throughout all this ranting and raving. And it was very nice to meet you too, Reese. Definitely follow and come back. I'd be more than happy to have you. I'm sure I'll have some more wonderful ranty topics the next time I'm here. Now the fun part is always trying to get out of this hangout, but I'm gonna try and do it, and hopefully we can do it without keeping it on. The last time I tried to stop this, it was on for like, hours. Hours. Bye, you guys. Take care. Stay safe. Wash your hands. And love to you. Bye. Am I sure? I am very sure.